Thank you everybody. Now look, I've asked you all here today because I do have a big announcement about my future. Now look, it's been 10 years of disappointment here in Chicago, and after a lot of soul searching and some therapy, I've decided that it's probably best for me and my family if I stay for one more year. Yeah, let's go one more time. The kids will still be there next year. Don't worry about that.
Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome back to the Chicago Cubs. This will be the final season, but we're going to go again. So, yeah, we're going to go again. That wasn't going to happen when we got knocked out in that NLCS. I was done, but I've come around slowly. I just need one more attempt. If we go into it knowing it's going to be the final season, then I think that's a little bit better than me just having a tantrum and ending everything. So, but we're going to go over end of season awards even. It's going to be the Braves and the Mariners in the World Series, so we'll see who's won that. But first, the end of season awards. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Chicago Cubs end of season awards! Thank you everybody. Thank you Chicago, thank you, and welcome to our end of season awards. It's difficult to be too happy, isn't it? We've choked again in the postseason. I don't know what we've got to do to win a World Series at this club, but I'll be back next season. Giving it my all to make sure that it's 11th time a charm. I think that's what they say, isn't it? Now, boys, I don't know what to tell you guys. Just be better, please. Be better in the postseason. First award this evening is for the pitcher with the most wins, and it is perhaps just significant that it's a pitcher that's come out of the bullpen that has the most wins this season. 12 of them, which is no small number, that's for sure. So congratulations goes to the Dutchman. The next award is for the man with the highest batting average, and I always say I want someone over 300 to win this. Just short, 297 was the batting average that won it, but congratulations nonetheless. William McQuaid. The next award is the Golden Bullseye, awarded to the man hit most by pitchers, and 21 times. It's got to be some sort of a record. I think it's 5th all time for the Cubs. This guy, he's just got to stop sleeping with pitchers' wives and girlfriends, really. Congratulations, 21 bruisers, Bobby Patterson. The next award is the Golden Anchor, awarded to the man who drags us down by hitting into the most double plays. And I've got to say, between the last award and this one, it's nice to see the next generation of players coming through, winning things. So with 12 double plays, congratulations, Mason Brassfield. The next award is the Golden Boot, awarded to the pitcher who has issued the most walks, and 78, which is not disgusting, let's be honest. It's not bad, but it's not great either. Congratulations goes to the rookie, Jake Acree. The next award are the Golden Glasses, awarded to the batter who has struck out the most. And this guy fell just 5 short of his all-time club's record, 200 strikeouts. Nice round number this season. Congratulations, Elly Cruz. Next up, it is the Golden K, awarded to the pitcher who has faced Dela Cruz the most and got the most strikeouts. And this guy, 132. I mean, we really need to be picking up this number, don't we? Nonetheless, congratulations, Eury Perez. The next award is the Golden Broom, awarded to the hitter who sweeps clean the bases and has the most RBIs. And just a smidge short of the 100, but 98 was the winning amount this season. So congratulations once again, Elly Cruz. Now it's time to acknowledge the pitcher with the best ERA this season. It's important to note this is in the regular season because the playoffs would have blown this number out of the ocean. But anyway, 2.39 was the regular season ERA. Congratulations goes to Jean Pinto. Next up, it is the award for the most home runs, and this is a 3-horse race season after season. And this year, with 32 home runs, the winning horse is William McQuaid. Now, speaking of horses, it is time to announce the horse's ass for this season's worst player. And I did have to think a little bit about it this season, but there's one guy, and he gets it as much for this season as last season. Just a massive, massive disappointment. So congratulations, the horse's ass goes to Nate Giordano. Now it's time to acknowledge this season's best pitcher, and as ever there is a formula we use to determine this, which along with a list of all tonight's winners is down in the description of the video. Now in third place with a score of 27.04, it is the Dutchman. In second place with a score of 32.57, it is Juan Murillo. And the winner with a score of 39.75, which coincidentally was his ERA in the postseason, Jean Pinto. And now it is time to acknowledge the best hitter, and again, the formula we use to determine this is in the description of the video. In third place with a score of 47.63, it is Vlad Jr. In second place with a score of 52.08, remember that number, it is the unsung hero Bobby Patterson. And the winner with a score of 52.16, yes, it was just that close. Congratulations, William McQuaid. And now it is time to acknowledge this season's MVP as voted by you, the fans. And I thank everybody who nominated and then took the time to vote. We did in the end have a 2-man runoff between Vlad and Elly, and the winner is Vlad Jr. Well done, well done. Congratulations to Vlad and the rest of the winners this evening. It's going to be a busy winter here at Wrigley. I can guarantee you that. I've got to have a complete rethink about the way we go about our baseball. And we might be saying goodbye to some favorites, I think, because tough decisions will definitely need to be made. We can't just keep doing the same thing season after season and choking every October. So look forward to seeing you all again next season. And it'll be a Cubs side that I guarantee you I will have put everything into building into a winning club. Thank you, everybody, and good night. Thank you. Thank you very much. So there we go, and the season awards are done, and it went all the way to a Game 7, but the Mariners have won the World Series, so well done to them. And, yeah, I mean, they were a good team. Them and the A's were good teams all year round, so there's no guarantee, obviously, we would have won the World Series how we got there, but Atlanta absolutely belted us, so we can't complain too much. Now, let's have a look at some off-season stuff. Next season starts now. And we've got our season goals here. Now, what we really care about is what is next season's goals. So, win the championship, which was going to be hard work. Acquire an MVP winner. I mean, we already have one of those, but apparently we want more. Build a top 6 minor league system. Don't really know how to do that. As I've said before, we just try and get as best we can. We've got improved staff cohesion, increase fan interest, and build a team that can bring a championship home the next 5 years. After we win it this year, I assume is what that means. So I've had my contract extended. I don't think it was ever in danger of not being extended. But anyway, our bench coach has left. Now that is Rocco's, our manager's position to fill. So let's hope he does a good job filling that. There's a couple of others here that maybe have left that we were okay with. So arbitration hearings is what is up next. And we need to be a little bit careful with what we do here. Now, Christian Scott, 32, I'm saying 10 million is too much. So we're not going to do that. He can go to free agency. Eldridge, that is fine. We might sign Christian Scott back, but I'm not going to pay him 10 million. That's ridiculous. Yeah, okay. Joswiak, that's a lot, isn't it, for Joswiak? Jean Pinto, yes, he is one of my favorites. Nolan McLean, no, he's never been anything other than disappointing of recent seasons. Cooper Pratt can stay for that. Watson can he stay for that? I guess he can. Namala is pushing a friendship for 15 million, but he's just about. Is he worth 15 million? Maybe not. Maybe we try and trade him. Ponce de Leon has 6 million, is a good defensive centre fielder. Bobby Patterson, yeah, he can write his own check as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, so that is that. So yeah, we hopefully will have a little bit of wiggle room here. We'll see what we can do. And now the budget for next season. We don't have any money now, but we've got quite a bit of money for extensions. So, but that's for 2034, so not for next season, the season after. So there, it's a little bit annoying. I ideally would have liked to have had been able to extend 1 or 2 this year. Murillo was someone I'd really, really like to keep, but we don't have the money to do it. So yeah, we might have to do a bit of trading before free agency and whatnot. All right, let's do some MLB awards. We'll start with the Golden Gloves, and do we recognise any names there? Petey Crow getting himself back, Mr. Gold Glove himself, back on the list there at Tampa. And in terms of our league, do we have anybody? Yes, Cruz, a Gold Glove at third base. So he may not be hitting well this year, but at least he was getting the job done defensively. That's a surprise, actually. So, reliever of the year. Now, we have a look again at the American League. We don't recognise any name. Oh, no, Oliver Santos. We did have him, didn't we? It was our young left armour. Yeah, we did used to have him. So, well done to him. He was a decent reliever for us as well. I think it was the money was the issue for us with him. Juan Caban has won. That's a great name. the National League reliever of the year. And there is no... Oh, wait, Pinto. Got a little bit of a mention there. I think actually that was me. I think I voted for Pinto because he is, aside from the awards, the off season was doing very, very well for us this year. Next up, it is the Platinum Sticks, the Silver Sluggers. So in the American League, Harry Ford again. He's got to be worth some money, doesn't he? But I don't recognise any former players of ours there amongst the American League Silver Sluggers. Let's check the National League. And again, I don't recognise too many names there, which is disappointing. I mean, if Ballesteros isn't winning catcher Silver Slugger, you wonder a little bit if he's worth an upgrade. But yeah, obviously Soto had a good year at first base, doing a little bit better than what Vlad did. And for once, McQuaid didn't quite get there, even though McQuaid did have a fairly decent year with the bat. But left field, Zelda there had a good year. So the next up, it is Rookie of the Year. Acree has got to be a big shot at this. So in the National League, it was RJ Medina that has won it. We're not going to recognise names, of course, because they're all rookies. In the National League, it was not Acree. He was a little ways down, actually. So it was Kane Albridge for the Reds that won it. So, yeah, well, that's a bit disappointing. I thought Acree was nailed on for that. Manager of the Year, the Mariners manager obviously won it for the Mariners, for the American League, sorry, and the Brewers. How did the Brewers? We beat them in the regular season and knocked them out of that. That's unbelievable. That's annoyed me. It's almost annoyed me as much as getting knocked out by the Braves. That just makes no sense at all. Anyway, Cy Young, American League winner. It was Giancarlos Lara that has won it. He's a regular winner of that. Ollie Santos. I wonder what... maybe we should have hung on to him. Anyway, he's up there third in the Cy Young. And it was Jeff Hobby who was good against us anyway. Perdomo is always annoying for us as well. So yeah, but we can see everybody else that got a mention there for the Cy Young. MVP, is this going to be a second year that De La Cruz doesn't win it? So in the American League, I went to Johnny Vincent of the Twins, so we can see see everybody else there, but well done to him. And in the National League, it went to Namaya Frencher of the Padres, and yeah, McQuaid was our top vote getter. It looks like De La Cruz did get a mention, but yeah, he's come to us, won MVP one year, and then just slowly died, hasn't he? We do that to players. This is where the Cubs, where players come to die. All right, let's move on. So where are we on the pitcher search? Okay, 5th in the Cy Young this year. And who do they want? Okay. Yeah, no, let's do that. No, look, man, I'm only here for this season. I don't care how much potential we trade away. All right, so we have done a trade. We have traded Jesus Toledo, the number 26 ranked prospect in baseball. But as I said there, we're gone at the end of this season anyway, so we don't care about potential. It's not going to do us any good. So let's see who we got in for Mr. Toledo. Jimmy Long, now in the most recent Cy Young vote, he was 5th, so he's had a good year with Texas. He's been a starting pitcher for them. Now, control is an issue. I think we can deal with that, though. He is very, very good. He arguably becomes a #1 ranked starter. He is only on 1 million. He's on minimal. He's durable. He's got a good work ethic. I mean, he's almost the perfect player. So, yeah, I have absolutely no concerns giving up Toledo for him, and this makes me feel a lot better about getting rid of Christian Scott as well. We can basically have Jimmy Long and then the 4 we had this year as the starting rotation as things stand. Obviously, things could change. And yeah, we will go from there. Now, arbitration hearings have happened. And let's have a look here. So Sandy Gaston is on 5 million. We're going to have to trim up some of these wages, I think. Cooper Pratt is on more than what we had offered. De Leon is... so we agreed, basically, did we, more or less. Khalil Watson is on 11 million. That is too much. We've got, who have we got here? Joswiak on 4.6 is a little bit on the high side. Eldridge is probably just about okay. Namala got 18 million. That is too much. I don't think Watson and Namala they're both good defensive players who have disappointed with the bat. Pinto's fine. Bobby Patterson's fine. Yeah, all right. Well, free agency's just around the corner. All right, now, free agency has been filed, but there is so much to catch you up on. I always have to do another intro, but yeah, I'm running out of time here. So there's really nothing here at all. We've offered some younger players some minor league deals, but just on the hope that they train on and become good players. Now, 2 huge departures. First one is Ballesteros. He is gone. The fans aren't happy with that. But what really pissed the fans off was Namala. So they have both left. Let's have a look at who we got in place of them. So for Ballesteros, it is Miguel Segura. Now, he is just your typical teammate, but he's a good pitcher. We know that we're losing a lot of our bullpen in free agency because we can't afford to keep them. So he's on 1.5 million. He's a free agent at the end of next season, so we've got him till we're leaving the club. And yeah, I think he's going to do okay. A one-time All-Star, that was in 2027, which was the year that Ballesteros was Rookie of the Year. So a little bit of synergy there. But yeah, last season was ended the season at the Giants, 13 games, 18.2 inning with an ERA of 2.41. So we'll see what we get from him. But yeah, he's going to be in all likelihood a part of the bullpen next season. And the player that we got for Namala is Billy Cronquist. Now, he basically replaces Ballesteros behind the plate. Now, he's not the greatest catcher, if we're honest. He's bang average, but he's a much, much better bat. And if we have a look at his career to date, he's spent 2 years in the majors with a batting average of 288. So there's quite a bit to like about that. We're basically hoping that he's maybe gets a little bit better defensively behind the plate, but we can certainly look to make sure we have a good defensive catch. It uses a defensive sub late in games if it's close. But I mean, not that the offense needed any improvement, but if we're going to have a catcher that's not great behind the plate, we really want him to be doing something with the bat in his hand, don't we? So let's have a look at the free agency market here. Now, we should have signed Murillo. Now, in fact, he has, looks like, gone to free agency, but we've offered him 9 million to stay, which he's agreed to. So hopefully that's all going to go through. We do have a little bit of money to spend. I think we basically offered him what we had to spend, so about 9 million. So we'll see, what we can do here. This is just the pictures. Carlos Vargas is up again, but yeah, I mean, this is all a little bit too much money for us. Levi Kelly is one of our guys that has left, Murillo and Mackie Moore. So yeah, it sort of takes the arse end of our pitching bullpen basically have left. So yeah, we'll have a look here and see what we can do. Now, if we go and have a look at hitters, which isn't necessarily where we need to strengthen, but there is some big money being asked for here. Bobby Witt is a big name, isn't he? So he's available, and yeah, so we'll see what we can do here, as I say, with free agency. But more or less, we are just I think we're going to be relying on trades as much as anything else to do what we need to do. Well, Elly, look, I've got to say, mate, really pleased to hear that you're putting India behind you and refocusing on the old B-ball. Yeah. All right, mate. Well, enjoy the rest of your winter, and I'll see you at spring training. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, that's really good news. Really good news. Good news day. What's on TV, I wonder? We have significant breaking news out of Chicago as Elly Cruz announces his retirement from baseball with immediate effect. So this is both confusing, annoying, and a little bit of a blow. Cruz. Now, he had officially announced he was no longer following the advice of the guru and was going to refocus on baseball. And then on the same day, announced his retirement from baseball. Now, it's extra frustrating because a lot of the major free agents are now unavailable. We've obviously got the Cruz contract money to spend. In fact, we have quite a bit of money to spend, 66 million all of a sudden, and we've got no way to spend it because it's too late and there's no good starting pitchers that are up this season. So my plan right now is to basically use this 60-odd million to just try and buy a good starting pitcher. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. But yeah, Cruz announced his retirement out of the blue, despite saying he was going to stay with us. And you can see we're suddenly looking a little thin for a starting lineup. Does Garland go and play third base? He could do it. We've got a couple of kids in the minors who could do it. Pratt could go over there and play third base, which is probably what will end up happening, and somebody else will come in and play second base. But we may not have traded Namala if we'd known this was going to happen, but we weren't to know, were we? All right, we've done another trade, and this is the big one. We have given up players and 14 million for this one. So players on their way out. Juan Quintana. Now he's a good young pitcher for us, but we've signed another starting pitcher. So what I didn't like about it, and maybe I've spent a lot of money to basically slightly upgrade this guy, but often fails to run out plays and is rather lunk-headed. Don't love that as a personality, so that's the main reason why I've traded him away. This is with the Pirates, so we're going to see a lot of these guys. We've also traded away Judy Garland. Reason for this, a bit of a jack of all trades, master of none. The bat has never really taken off with us either. So we've traded him away. And the other one is Vaughn Necker. Now, he's a decent first baseman, but nothing else particularly. He's had a bit of a go with us, not really done great in a limited amount of time, but he's also never really batted above 270, high 270s in AAA. So I've got big question marks as to whether he's actually going to make it as a Major League Baseballer. So those 3 and 40 million have left. Let's see who we've got. And it is this guy, Tim Weiskopf. Now, he is potentially, again, very, very good. Maybe lacks a little bit of control, but everything else there is absolutely brilliant. He's on 9.2 million, so given what we paid, make that 49 million, I suppose. And he likes to do crosswords in his spare time, so he shouldn't cause any problems. And yeah, we're going to really hope that he gets the job done for us. Now, his career to date, he's had a little bit of not consistent time at all, which is a little bit surprising and perhaps worrying. But he's always been a starter. It looks like maybe there was 1 or 2 maybe injury seasons there. But this last season, when he did pitch the limited 38 innings that he had, he was brilliant. So yeah, let's hope he picks up where he's left off. And I'm pretty sure we've played against him before. We would have as as a Pirate starter, and he's been quite good. So that is the starting pitching hopefully sorted out. We need to get some bats in. Yeah, we might. Well, yeah, it's a bit of a problem, I think, but we'll see how we go. All right, it is Rule 5 draft time. Now, there is absolutely nothing there this year, unfortunately. Chris Clark, who we actually had at one point and let go, is the top potential and overall ability guy. So let's see if we lose anybody. And no, we didn't lose anybody at all. So I'm surprised so many players moved, to be honest, because there really wasn't much there, was there? Anyway, on we go. Alright, so some more good news, and that is that Juan Murillo has signed a 3-year extension, so that is excellent news. He's about just over 10 million a year, which is fine, because he's a really good closer for us. So, yeah, happy to have him along. And just a quick update, Hall of Fame even voting. Nobody was inducted. DeGrom was dropped, which is surprising. But yeah, we can see everybody else there. Nobody was even close, really, to getting inducted this year. Alright, we are at spring training, which brings us to the end of today's festivities, but we do have another free agent signing to catch you up on very quickly. It is our backup catcher, Cade Arambide. He has played Major League Baseball before. He is a fairly solid defensive catcher, and he's a clubhouse leader, which was the main thing getting him over the line. Decent bat, and yeah, $1.5 million a year. So that is all well and good. Now, let's have a look at the way that we're looking to shape up. Now, I think a lot of you guys have been saying, and I know that you guys have been saying this, is that pitching is more important when you get to the postseason. And so I've gone obviously heavy on that. The audible that's thrown in that I wasn't really expecting was obviously the Dela Cruz retirement. So that does leave us with a hole at third base. But the way we're looking right now would be roughly in this order: Bobby Patterson in left and right field, or left field in the outfield somewhere. Vlad back at first base. McQuaid left field or DHing. Brassfield DHing probably. Cronquist, one of the new boys, would be catching. Cooper Pratt either second or third base to be decided. Khalil Watson will be the shortstop. De Leon would be in center field. Now, the guys that we have looking at filling in at third base, I'll show you in just a second. But the starting rotation I'm excited about. Jimmy Long. I mean, he could be really, really good, couldn't he? We've got Witzkoffs. Timmy W. Could be really, really good. Perez would be third in line now with Gallagher. And then Jake, I should say, Acree. That is a pretty good top five, I would say. And then the bullpen, and this can always change, but Murillo would continue on as closer. Segura and DJ would be looking up as the setup men. Middle relief, we would have Jean Pinto, Sandy Gaston, the Dutchman, and Montano, and then probably Eldridge and Joswiak continuing in long relief. Now, let's have a look at our third base contenders in spring training. Now, in all truth, the outsider is Carson Messina. We have seen him in the majors before, not really that often. Actually, no, we haven't. He's never batted, but he was called in at the end of last season. He is a charismatic leader. Defensively would be the issue and whether the bat is quite good enough, but he's an option. Cody Schreier, now, not the preferred option. Now, one thing that he does have going for him is that he can play shortstop as well. He's a good defensive player, and he's never played in the majors for us, but he has played Major League Baseball before. You can see he's actually won a World Series before. So, yeah, and he was the MVP of the NLCS as well. So, yeah, a little bit of what's the word there, pedigree to him on that front. And then two of the guys that have come up through our farm system, Tommy Mercer, he would be more second base, and it would move Pratt over to third base. He batted really well in AA at 316, but last season in AAA only 269 and OPS plus of 93. So whether he's able to then go and take the step up. Now he's 24, so he's a decent age to do it, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And the final candidate is Luis Peralta. Now, he is maybe a little bit more along, possibly a little bit better of a bat as well. He could play second or third base. Now, the issue with him, again, is in AA last season, only batted 250 with an OPS plus of 97. So, again, whether he's able to then make the step up to Major League Baseball is probably a bit of a big ask, but he works his tail off. He's a scouting discovery, and yeah, we'll see. Someone's going to play third base for us this year, and or second base, so it will all likelihood be one of those guys. So yeah, let me know what your preference would be, and what you think we've done there. I think pitching stronger, isn't it? It just is. If we had Dela Cruz in the lineup still, we probably would have struggled to get in Timmy W, Witzkoffs. So yeah, but outside of that, it's still a pretty strong batting lineup, and the pitching is definitely stronger. So we'll be back next time for opening day of the final season, and that will be versus the Yankees. We will host the Yankees on opening day. And given their starting pitchers, they were first and second in the Cy Young, it could be a little bit of a baptism of fire, that one. Until then, guys, I've been Aussie Bill, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.